Alright, after a month, but Mr. Movie Man is back. And we're going to look at some of the movie news that came out this week. Starting off with the Minecraft trailer. Just recently, the trailer for the Minecraft movie was released, and the receptions are very divisive. I've seen the trailer myself, and in this video we'll be looking at what I think are the pros and cons of this teaser. Now, before we move on, I need to make an important disclaimer. I am not a Minecraft player. Never played it in my life, so do not expect me to pinpoint all the Easter eggs or fan services in the trailer. I am looking at the movie with a limited knowledge of its lore. Right. Now, the first thing that I noticed is the VFX of this movie. Never thought I'd say this, but they've done a very good translation here. I mean, these cubed animals, creatures and objects don't feel odd or distracting. It does feel like one has entered the Minecraft universe in a realistic sense. I love this pink sheep, who is apparently very rare in the Minecraft world, and according to Google, you'd have only a 0.16% chance at tumbling into one. This dog/wolf looks great, and these pigs, whatever they're called, also look fine. They have marvelously applied this real textures over cube creatures, and this feels like what Minecraft would actually look like if it was realistic. Now, getting into some details of the movie, Henry is the youngest sibling to Natalie, played by Emma Myers, who is the legal guardian of Henry. Their parents have died, and they have moved to Idaho to start a new life, where they meet Daniel Brooks' character, a real estate agent who helps them find a house. And eventually, they become good friends. Jason Momoa's character is called Garrett, and he's an old 80s video game champion and runs a video game store that is failing. Jack Black's Steve will be the outsider of the group who'll be teaching this bunch about the world. Apparently, Jack Black went to this universe back in the 80s, and since he's been able to come back and forth from that world to the real world, slowly living his reality in the Minecraft universe. So Steve is not a Minecraft character. Well, that explains why he isn't blocky like the rest of the characters. Now, onto the cons. I do think that this is a recycling of the Jumanji storyline. I mean, it's only in the trailer that's released, but I do think that I know what is going to happen. I mean, they're going to get into the world one way or another, and as they find a way to get out of it, they'll have to face a villain. At least, that's what happened in Jumanji. Another con I did notice is Jack Black playing himself. Now, I think Dwayne Johnson played himself in movies like Black Adam, Jumanji 2 and 3, but Jack Black always had a nice, unique flair to all of his characters, especially his characters in Jumanji 2 and 3, and loved them. So I fear him being the victim of playing himself. But after all, the trailer only gave us like 2 dialogues of Jack Black. Overall, the trailer did disappoint me. Aside from the well-translated look of the world, there was nothing in this trailer that hyped me up for the movie. And that is coming from a person who is not a Minecraft player. Moving on to Joker 2. Now, as a huge fan of the first movie, I am really looking forward to seeing the second film. With the trailers that we've been getting, it looks like it's going to be so good. But as always, we have the review embargo lifted, and Rotten Tomatoes has given it a 61% as of recording this audio. Now, a 61% is acceptable, as the first movie only has a 69% on the site. Now, let's take a look at some of the reviews. Here we have one saying, Folly Adieu achieves 2 remarkable things. It updates the movie musical using the genre in an inspired way that shouldn't frighten fans who don't like them. It's also that rare sequel that meets, if not surpasses, the quality of its predecessor. Well, that's good to hear. This is another review. Joker Folly Adieu is absolutely not what we expect it to be. But that's not a bad thing. The story of a man who refuses to be anything but himself till the very end, and that's what makes this Joker sequel so deliciously subversive. This is a negative review, where the original Joker remains a stunning exception, that rare blockbuster with emotional shading, grown-up themes and a genuine sense of grandeur. This sequel fails to stay on the beat. So as you can see, the reviews are pretty divisive. But that's kind of expected. my only question is, why did they lift the embargo a whole month before the movie was released? The movie will be releasing on the 5th of October. Usually, the embargo is lifted a maximum time of a week before the film's release. So this is truly interesting. Talking about another Elseworld DC story, for so long, we've been getting a very limited amount of Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2 news, but we are finally here. Matt Reeves, in an interview promoting the Penguin series, says it's another mystery in The Batman Part 2 that's going to dig deeper into the epic story about deeper corruption, and it goes into places that he couldn't even anticipate in the first one. The seeds of where this goes are all in the first movie, and it expands in a way that will show you aspects of the character that you never got to see. Batman is constantly battling these forces, but those forces can't be entirely exorcised. So the next movie delves deeper into that. And that is so good to hear. The first Batman gave so much development to the character that made me almost cry, something that no other Batman film accomplished to do. So to hear that we'll be getting new aspects of the character is definitely going to be interesting. Some people have already made the assumption, saying it might be the Court of Owls, which is something that Matt Reeves should do, in my opinion, in his saga. Another thing he says is that he will not shift focus from Batman to the villain in his next movies. And that is also good news. In most previous movies, Batman has kind of been sidelined and the villain becomes the cynosure. And I'm glad that they are not going to let that happen. So the Batman Part 2 is well on its way to be released in 2026. Stay tuned for more Batman news on the channel. And that is all for this video. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see all of you very soon. Mr. Movie Man signing out.